What's up, everybody? Welcome to the AVOCADO podcast. We're here with my friend Ellizer.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
As I was saying that, I'm like, how do you pronounce your last name?
Oh, so it's definitely different. That's for sure. I get that a lot.
Yeah.
So my last name's hyphenated, so it's Clune Cabigting. So
Nice.
I always tell people when I meet them, especially just off the first name, like if they find someone in the area with the same first name, I'll pay them $10. But I haven't got any takers, so
There you go. You know, I thought I could do the same with Marlo, but there's like 2 other Marlos in town that I know of. Yeah.
So you're paying up.
I did not make that promise to pay up. But yeah, it's Wednesday morning, June 9th, 2021. We're here at Manila Resto.
Made it through the pandemic.
Yeah.
Congratulations to us.
We're here on episode 20. You hit 20, man.
Already at 20.
You're the special number 20 guest. What's up?
I'm kidding.
Perfect. There you go. There he is.
I
Yep. No, it's your first show, right?
did it. This is my first show, actually. So
That's enough laughing.
I think so. I think the guests here aren't too friendly.
That's a payback for the drone oops that you posted.
Oh.
We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, man. We've known each other. Well, we've gotten to know each other pretty well the last, I would say, two years.
Yeah.
3 years.
2 or 3 years.
Somewhere around there. I can never tell now with like the whole pandemic year and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I don't even know if you count that as a year for us. Like that's just more like that gap year that people usually take.
Yeah.
So never happened.
Right. Let's see. I think we got reconnected while you were working over at Best Buy. Mm-hmm. And I like the more and more I stopped in there. I'm like, dude, that kid looks like he's Filipino or something. I should say something, you know. I mean, not that. Yeah, it does matter because there aren't that many Filipinos like running around and stuff, you know.
Oh, definitely. I'm the only Filipino at Best Buy right now.
Yeah.
At least the Oshkosh location, I should say.
Yeah,
so.
you filled that quota because or I don't know if you know him or worked with him. Justin.
Juice?
Spiritu. Another friend of mine. He used to work
I've
there.
met him. I've heard that name before.
Crossed over, I think.
Okay.
Maybe as he was on his way out, you were on your way in.
That probably happened. That happens all the time with people. Gotta love Best Buy.
Yeah. But yeah, we just we started talking and we made another connection that you were into videography and photography, right?
Yeah. The funniest thing is that so I started talking to his other friend, Spike Carpenter, and he actually was my old English teacher.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So he's uncovering a lot about me right now. That's why he brings people in here and gets some good content for sure.
Yeah.
So Spike Carpenter, Marlo shoots with him like weddings for Never Films.
Yeah, shout out.
Yep, shameless plug for Never Films. But Spike was my old teacher, and he would come into Best Buy picking up movies because he's a movie-holic. Mm-hmm. And I started talking videos with him and everything, and he saw some talent there, let me shoot with him a few times and everything. And then he introduced me to Marlo. I was like, oh, I know Marlo. I've met him before. So it was like full circle. I started working with them, got to revisit Marlo, and now we're here talking on a podcast. So this is pretty fun.
Yeah, man. Where were you originally from?
Originally from Milwaukee, but
Okay.
I've lived in Oshkosh for like 11 years.
So born in Milwaukee?
Yeah, born in Milwaukee. I lived all over the state of Wisconsin, lived in Georgia for a minute,
Okay.
and Michigan. So, yeah, moved a lot, but
Yeah.
Oshkosh has been like my go-to spot, mainly just because I've lived here forever. But
Yeah.
it's just there's so much opportunity. The neighborhoods are super nice compared to a lot of the ones I've lived in. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest thing is the community, and the support of the community is like my favorite thing. Whether it be from starting in middle school, getting a lot of opportunities to play sports, meet new families. A lot of other neighborhoods I grew up in weren't that friendly. Mm-hmm. So that was a really good, like, I'd say commitment for me. Mm-hmm. So Oshkosh has just been home. I'm born in Milwaukee, but I'll say Oshkosh is home for me for sure.
Nice, man. So you got here in middle school?
Yeah, I got here in 5th grade, actually.
Okay.
Logan Drive Apartments, like right off you get the intersection there.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny because, like, I have a friend whose name's Kenny Hoopla. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Okay.
So he's a big, like, alternative rock star now, pretty big name now in that era. And we were literally next door neighbors. And now I get to see him blow up. And we would literally play a bunch of silly games. Like we'd hold a rope. We'd start at the knee or the ankle. We got to jump over the rope, go to the knee and so forth until you get to the head. And now we all just get to reminisce on those days because now, like, we're doing bigger things. He's out in California working with Travis Barker, going on tour with MGK. And I'm like, that's wild to think about.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, and we all started, like, he moved here. I think he was originally from, like, the Milwaukee area as well. So it's just cool to see how – I love seeing people succeed.
Yeah,
so
man.
It's always good to see the success stories. So
yeah.
Just write out a little Oshkosh, too. You got him and you got Halliburton. So that's pretty cool to see as well.
Oh, yeah. So then you met Spike, Mr. Carpenter.
Mr. Carpenter.
When was that?
I think that was 6th grade. So he was actually my substitute teacher. And he was – I'm not going to say this in any mean way, but he was a big nerd when it came to Lord of the Rings. So he had brought in the full map. He had the outfits and everything. He brought the sword. I don't know how we convinced him to bring a sword to a middle school, but he did.
Yeah.
And he gave us the whole spiel on it. He even brought like the actual rings or some replicas of the rings to school. So he completely nerded out on it. It was actually really good though, because like going through English courses is very boring, and I'm glad he could keep me engaged there.
Yeah.
So that's where I initially met him. Then we followed up. I had no idea he was big into cameras or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then he let me kind of jump into Never Films, do some shooting there. And now he's got a really busy year ahead of him right now, just in this next week. So congratulations to him.
Yeah. 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 You recently, you helped him out with some stuff over at Glacier Dental, right?
Oh, yeah. We did some lighting. We had a lot of fun. It took a little bit longer than anticipated.
It always does.
Always. We have a lot of wishful thinking, especially when we're in like the move or like videography and everything. We have such wishful thinking, but we should actually just spend another extra 2 hours or so just as like a buffer.
Yeah.
So if you're ever thinking of getting into like videography, photography, definitely put some buffer time in there. It'll come in handy.
Well, you guys are playing around with some new gear, some gear that I haven't opened shamelessly, but I'm glad that someone that I know has been able to play around with it. And
right.
I was looking at some of the shots, and it looks pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Nice and smooth. And
I'm gonna nerd out a little bit here for sure. Like when we were looking at the footage too, you could kind of really pick out the difference between the Panasonic, like we're shooting with right now, and the Sony. But the high dynamic range in the new Sony is ridiculous. Like, plus, I mean, it's 10-bit, so you can pull the colors like crazy. For all the nerds out there who might be tuning into this, we'll get pretty nerdy about camera gear for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to do your best to nail like the perfect shot, but in the event that you're just like a little bit off, or even, I don't know, super forgiving.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, most people who shoot with Sony always talk about the S-Log. They love shooting in log and everything. Spike, on the other hand, is more the person who wants to get it proper on camera. But now, even if you're off just a little bit or pretty bad, that 10-bit color, you can pull that thing pretty far without snapping it.
Yeah, just as long as it's not blown out.
Exactly, right? Nail the basics. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, just like life. Nail the basics.
Nail the basics.
The rest
will
will
learn
follow.
from there. At least we hope.
Yeah. So following your path, then you went to high school where?
I went to Oshkosh North.
Spartan.
Yeah. Yep, gotta love the Spartans there.
Yeah.
We had a great football team, great powerlifting team. That's where I found my bread and butter was in there.
Did you play football then too?
I did play football.
What athletics were you involved in?
So I was first I started off in soccer.
Okay.
And I left there once I went my sophomore year. So soccer was great. I broke their records. I just wanted to break records. That was my biggest thing.
Yeah.
So I broke their running records, and I said, this is too soft. So then I joined the football team because I wanted to break their records in the weightlifting room. So I break their records. I couldn't finish my senior year. So then they revoked my records all the way from my sophomore to my junior year. So that was rough. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So then I found my bread and butter, I'll call it, but in powerlifting. So I hold 11 records for the state of Wisconsin in powerlifting.
Nice.
Just competed at a meet in Appleton at Limitless Elite. I went for another state record for the bench press competition, or the full meet actually.
Yeah.
And it was a 296 bench press. I got it up, but my butt came off the bench. So unfortunately, it didn't count.
Man, still, to be able to push it up like that.
Yeah,
even in the event
it hurt
when you did that. Yeah, it did. So it's not like, all right, run it back.
Right, can we do it again? Oh, get this. So the first time they loaded the bar, it was actually misloaded. They put 5 kilos too much.
Oh.
So I had to go back and try it again with the proper rack or weight on the bar.
Really?
So it was a little dead, right? And then, I mean, it still went up pretty good.
Yeah.
But it'll count in the gym, but it doesn't count at the meet.
Yeah.
Oh, well, just got to try again.
Yep. you got another thing to shoot for.
Oh yeah. So in powerlifting there, that was
How often does that happen? Is that
for like
multiple times
miss
throughout
lifts?
the year? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can pick as many meets as you want to go to. It's like pickup games of basketball. If there's
Sure.
a meet you want to go to it, just
Yeah.
sign in, pay
Okay.
like your entry fee, and you're in.
Nice.
You have to have like this membership card through USAPL, United
Okay.
States Powerlifting Association, and I think that's like $60 or $80. But then once you have that, you can join any meet and just pay their entry fee.
Oh, nice. Is there any? Okay, I'm trying to figure out a way where I can have a little bit of a sponsorship for you here.
Yeah.
What I was trying to think back of like what you were wearing for like your top, like when you were lifting. Like,
Oh yeah, so there was a moment in high school where I made it actually to 2 national competitions, but I couldn't
Okay.
make it out there
Yeah.
due to funding. So it was pretty expensive. My family wasn't in the most financially wealthy area in their lives, so I made it out to all the state meets, which is awesome because those are all pretty much like low entries fees. Once you get to the national level, it's like anywhere from $700 to $1,500.
oh dang.
Yeah, they get pretty expensive because, I mean, you're on a national level. They want to make sure that if anyone wins prizes or grants from it, because you can.
Okay.
Or even scholarships from USAPL. Like, I had a friend, Caleb Alston, who won a lot of money just through powerlifting, went
Yeah.
to college, and
Wow.
I think he only finished with 1 semester where he had to pay out of pocket.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Now, this guy's really good, though, so
Yeah.
he also put in the work, so that it's worthwhile.
Yeah. Any aspirations to do a national thing anytime soon, or?
I wouldn't say anytime soon, just because I'm busy, obviously, with Best Buy work, venture project work, and such. But I'm thinking of going back probably in 3 months to another meet, just a local meet, to go get that bench press record again.
Yeah, man. Well,
That'd
let me
be really
know.
fun.
Be cool to be there, and
Oh, heck
obviously,
yeah. Dude, I love all the
capture the
support.
moment too. You know.
That's my favorite thing. Like, my favorite thing is, like, if I have an opportunity to entertain a crowd, I'll do it. Like, for instance, 3 weeks ago, I was at the bar. It was my friend's party, right? He just graduated, and we were super stoked for him. Got on this party bus and everything. Made our way downtown after a few bars. And then we made our way to Peabody's, and I love dancing, because every Filipino does. So I find my way to the dance floor. People are in there. I tell them to clear out the way, and they were playing pony. So I do a little jump, little grind the floor kind of movement.
Okay.
And then DJ turns on this super hype song. I start doing some foot movement, and I give him a countdown. I look at him in the eyes, windows to the soul. I give him 3, 2, 1, do a backflip, and that whole bar goes crazy. That was just 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So I love entertaining people.
Very cool. You stuck it, obviously.
Oh, 100%. If I didn't, I would never tell you. And you never know. Yeah, I definitely stuck it.
Anybody have footage of that?
Only the saddest thing, none of my friends got a video of it.
Okay.
But a bunch of like girls and strange guys in there who were super drunk did, and I didn't get any of them on social. I'm terrible.
darn it.
I was too caught up in the hype.
She'd be like, let me see your phone, and then just send it to yourself.
I should have done it. Now it's gone forever. So now I got to go redo it.
Yeah.
It's at least you can do redos at that. You can't do that at a meet.
Right. Well, just let me know when you plan on doing it, and I'll just follow you around.
Right? Get the footage.
Sure, it happens. You just need a quick code name or some call sign just to be like,
Just give you a big call.
birdcage, like you're
Birdcage.
getting ready to do something.
Right?
All right, phone's out or camera's up.
Got it. That'd be super fun.
Nailed it.
Personal cameraman. That's what I am to Aaron Armstrong, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
He just had me on his the weekly rundown yesterday, so I was finally in front of the camera like this. So I'm usually
yeah.
not in front of the camera like this. So
Yeah.
2 days back to back. It's different.
Yeah. No, that's one thing too about being a creator and not really being on front of the camera. Like going back to my days growing up, Papa, like he always had a camera on. Like he was always like videotaping something.
Really?
Yeah. And it's one of those things too where like you're looking at the home videos or even pictures and stuff. And back then, like the cameras were huge, right? Like shoulder,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. They look like they're like TV camera guys right now.
That's funny.
But it's not like, oh, here, take the camera, and then, can you get me in it or whatever?
Right.
You're asking a little 5-year-old to do that.
You're going to tip them over.
Yeah.
Especially when you're Filipino. We're not too big. Where we stand like 5'5".
Yeah.
As
yeah.
we're grown men.
Yeah. But I think that kind of goes back to maybe, like our passions for just capturing the moment and even sharing it with others and all that kind of stuff. It's a really cool thing. And
so is that where your passion for cameras and everything came from? Is your dad?
Yeah, I would say so. And then when I met Spike, again, down in Mexico, when he was shooting a film for our friends, that's kind of where it kind of reignited my passion to really get into that craft,
Right.
Because then when he debuted that film that he made at the reception, I was like, oh, this is really cool, man. Like, do you need any help, to do this stuff? And yeah.
Sure,
so
Zach. He was
the
like,
the
yeah,
rest
we
is
do.
history. Yeah.
Now you guys have some of the hottest gear in the game. I mean, even this podcasting equipment, some great stuff. So actually, when we're talking more about gears and your passions, what got you on board to do this kind of podcast and invest such an amount right in here?
Well, I didn't honestly know what I wanted to get into when I was going into college. And my good friend, Adam Frank, shout out Adam Frank, he said he was going to university for the record technology program.
Gotcha.
And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun, because I was all into music then too, with my violin was my primary. So I went as a double major for a little while as performance and recording technology. So I got a lot of hands-on experience with, playing around with gear and doing stuff in the studio and more capturing, live performances and all that kind of stuff, So
Gotcha.
that's where my entry into all this gear kind of happened, was at the university and everything.
Dang.
And I don't know. I just I listened to a lot of sports talk radio and stuff on ESPN and stuff. And I always thought it would be a cool way to just be an extension of Manila, what we do here.
Right.
An extension of continuing to share our Filipino culture and things that we're doing here in the community and what's happening even over there in the Philippines,
Yeah.
We'll get to that in the Manila beat.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, and I'm like you I'm a gear nut, so I'm always looking at things, unfortunately.
We're terrible.
Sorry, Patricia. I love you. And I'm thinking of ways that how, getting something like this would be really cool.
Right.
But I'm also one of those people that kind of process my thoughts and speaking, and I'd like to think that I've improved that kind of element, just by doing these episodes and everything and just reviewing footage and being like, oh, you can't be talking like that, or, you need to present yourself.
So it's a double whammy. You get to tell the story of other people, more about what's going on here, and then more self-reflection and improvements on communication.
Sure. Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, it's just all about getting out of your comfort zone, trying something new. And I don't know really how many people that we're reaching out to with this thing, but it's fun right now. And I don't mind putting in the time and sharing, the stories and stuff. So.
Right. I mean, you definitely put me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. No.
Thanks.
You love looking at the camera, man.
I can't even see it. The screen's blocked or everything. I like to be behind it. That's much more comfortable.
Hey, you got me fooled, man. So you're doing a good job.
Appreciate it. Making me settled in here now.
Yeah.
I can lay back.
We should stop talking about Spike, though, because we're talking about him too much.
Yeah, we are definitely talking about him.
Because he needs to get on the show.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
First and foremost, we got to get him out here, and we'll let him tell his story. Enough about Spike.
Maybe.
We'll dive into some other
He doesn't
topics.
like to talk, though, too, so maybe we should just be telling the story for him.
It is so strange that he doesn't like to talk, because this guy is so articulate, but we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
As an English teacher, he doesn't want to talk. He prefers writing.
Yeah.
That's his form of communication.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just write a blog for him there.
Yeah. Yeah. We're Spike's, entourage?
Yeah.
Or something? I don't know. No, we're not. Sorry, Spike. So, yeah, Spartan. And you went to where afterwards?
I went to Fox Valley Technical College after that.
Nice.
Get this. So,
Here in town, or?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
I bounced between Appleton and the Oshkosh location.
Right on.
So I actually got out of high school, and I was going to be an electrical lineman. It was a tip that I got from my math teacher because I had no idea what I wanted to go for. Pretty much a good amount of people. Pro tip, if you don't know what you want to go to school for, definitely hang tight. Go dabble and experiment with things, and then jump into classes that you're going to have a passion for.
Yeah.
Do not blow your money. It is not worthwhile. Trust me, I've seen too many friends do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was initially supposed to be an electrical lineman, like climbing these telephone poles and hanging
Sure.
lines.
Yeah.
Because her son, my math teacher's son, was doing that and making, I thought 40K was great. Like I've never really seen that much money. I thought it was a good living. And then I applied for a few scholarships and everything, got them. So I went to college all funded. But I went to an open house at Foxville Tech. I met Terry Stark, who was one of the business instructors there. And she convinced me, she's like, oh, you have a scholarship. I saw your stuff come through. What you should do is just take on like an associate's degree in business management. I was like, I guess. I guess you're not wrong. I'll do that. I'll do my gen eds, get the associates, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was still going to go to Green Bay, do that 1 week program to become a lineman. And then I pretty much fell in love with the program. It's terrible. They're good. They're good salespeople. I'll tell you that at Foxville Tech. So pros to them.
Yeah.
So I did that. I jumped into the business management program, got that degree. Then Terry sold me on getting a marketing degree as well. So I did that too. So I got business management and marketing under the belt. And at the same time, obviously, I love taking things I learned and just applying them right in the real world.
Yep.
I took on being the DECA president there too. So that's their business club. And then we went out to all these different conferences, won some events, and we had a bunch of good times out there. So yeah, I went out of high school, or I left high school, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. Dabbled first, right, seeing if I was liking it. So I knew if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have kept it up.
Sure.
And then I fell in love with it. So I just stuck with it. Now I'm a sales manager at Best Buy, which we can dive into a little farther.
Yeah.
Do that and work with other small businesses to help them grow. So yeah, business has definitely found a spot in my heart, and all by accident.
Yeah. Well, sometimes things push you in the path that you're meant to be, you know.
That's true.
And
that's what I love about this life. You just never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it just works itself out.
Then in Osh Talk, we'll get into a little bit more of what you do over at the Venture Project and even your own little project that you've got going on for yourself.
Oh, right? Yeah. Little L Creative.
Yeah, man.
I got very creative with that name.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the whole like schooling thing. And it's been up in conversations before. And like I mentioned, Patricia shared with me this podcast. I should remember what it was, but they were talking about, you know, just people in general and what college means to them.
Oh,
like you got companies like Google and stuff are saying like, you know, come to us straight from high school. You know, if you really you have a passion for, you know, IT or anything in that realm, like come to us, like we'll train you.
Yeah.
And I remember too, like some of my college professors too, when people are looking, you know, to hire you, yes, like a degree is important. What you do, unless like you're like an engineer or in the medical field or education, you know, something very like specialized.
Right.
Like all they're looking for is, are you trainable?
Yeah.
Are you a good person? I have to think, are you a good person? And then,
right.
Are you trainable?
That's it's funny because like that's what we look for, even just hiring at Best Buy. Like, are you a trainable person? Can you relate with somebody? And are you agreeable? I think the next piece past that would be like, can this person think creatively to solve a problem? And if they can do that, you're pretty much employed just about anywhere, honestly.
Yeah. And that's kind of the things that we're trying to instill with our team here. Like, okay, like if you have, you know, a problem or something to complain about, please don't approach us unless you've come up or thought it through with like with a solution. Right. If you seriously have exhausted like everything and you're just like, I just cannot figure this out, you know, then maybe it'd be appropriate time to really, you know,
dive into it. Right. I think that's one thing, like they could teach that in school a little bit more. Like we had in my courses, we had a problem solving course, right? And it was literally maybe 3 weeks. It was very short. It was a 1 credit course. And I didn't learn much from it, but I fell in love with like figuring out different creative ways, maybe creating a system, finding resources. Yes. And when you start doing that, that's how you solve problems. And I wish they would have dived deeper into that. But you only get so much time. Everyone's had a very, very finite amount of time. So I get why they didn't have that elongated. So I would love to see more people thinking more creatively like that. And I think that's why we love our work, too, that we do on the creative side. Like, you're going to run into issues, whether it be with the gear issues, your creative block, but you got to find out how to make sure you get that content created and something that's going to be deliverable. You got to think very creative in a problem-solving way. Yeah.
I think that's some of the benefits that we've learned, you know, through athletics And are you like musician?
I never got to touch an instrument in my life, sadly.
Yeah, but you're into it. And have you created anything like on the pads, like you were talking about?
Only at Guitar Center, so I would definitely play around with the launch pads out there. But I think it's part of like the Filipino culture. Like we love DJing, we love music, we love singing and dancing. Like that's just it's just instilled with us. I bet this guy can sing.
No, that's why I play instruments.
He found his alternative there.
Yep.
But yeah, I never got to touch any instruments growing up, unfortunately. Yeah, it just wasn't something that usually it's required in schooling. Nope, they did not request me to go into instruments or anything.
Not even like choir or anything like that.
I mean, we had the recorder, but that's not really an instrument.
Yeah, yeah. The kiddos found my old recorders and stuff from back in the day, and yeah, it's fun.
Now you're having fun, I bet.
Yeah, right on. Well, cool. We're gonna wrap this first segment up here, and we'll get into Osh Talk here, and we'll show you the specials here at Manila Resto for the month of June. So we'll be right back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Kevin from Manila Resto, and I'm here to tell you about our June specials. Our first special is called Midnight Paradise. The Midnight Paradise features Absolute Citron, Grenadine, Blue Curacao, Cranberry Juice, and Lime Juice, shaken and poured in a hurricane glass, and topped with lemonade, Sprite, and garnished with an orange cherry. Find your Midnight Paradise this month at Manila Resto. Our sushi special this month is called the WATAWAT Roll. Sabrina created the WATAWAT Roll in honor of the Philippine Independence Day in June. The WATAWAT roll features 8 pieces filled with shrimp tempura, asparagus, eel, mixed crab, avocado, and the top is decorated like the flag of the Philippines. Celebrate the Philippine Independence Day with us this June. Our Filipino special is called the Chicken Teriyaki Bowl. We take our chicken robata and glaze it with our house-made gluten-free teriyaki sauce and grill it to perfection. The chicken teriyaki is served with rice, which is topped with nori strips, freshly diced green onions, Thai chili peppers, and an egg. You want some Asian fusion? Here it is. Don't forget to check out the patio at Manila Resto. See you soon. Mabuhay!
All right, we are back here with my friend El.
Hi.
Episode 20.
Feels good to be a part of this.
I can't believe it's been 20 episodes already.
Yeah, you're moving pretty quick. You know how to churn and burn some content, my friend.
And I was just thinking, like, it'd be cool even just getting 52 guests, for the year.
Right? I think you're going to blow past that.
On pace for that?
I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we might even be able to get it within the calendar year.
That's going to be phenomenal.
For sure. So let's talk about you some more.
Yeah.
And the venture project. How'd you get involved with the venture project?
Oh, okay. So it initially started by sneaking into a meeting. I was just telling Aaron about this on our weekly rundown.
Nice.
So I first met Aaron Armstrong. He's the owner of the venture project. I snuck into one of these networking meetings called Young Entrepreneurs of Oshkosh, and that's what the venture project was derived from. So Aaron bought them out and took that over, made the venture project. But I snuck in there, introduced myself, played it off like I was supposed to be there. Definitely was not supposed to be there. And then I kept running into Aaron. Just acting like I knew him, just introducing myself, and then he saw
probably
me
thinking like,
he would say that he was like in his head he had no idea who this kid was.
How do I know him?
Right? So you just gotta keep putting yourself right there. So it worked out perfectly because then he saw that I did some video work and invited me on a camping trip actually. So then we go on this camping trip and everything hit the fan. So we had to postpone it due to weather.
Yeah.
So we thought that was going to be it. Nope. We get down to La Crosse. We start filling up the tank of the Sprinter van, and then his card is frozen because he's not from La Crosse, and his bank wants to make sure it wasn't fraud. So there's that. Then you're like, okay, that's probably it. No, we start driving down literally right after the gas station. We make it maybe a quarter mile down the road.
Yeah.
And then the tire comes off the trailer.
Oh, no.
Where we're towing this boat. We see sparks flying out the back.
Yeah.
The trailer tire comes speeding past us, hits a truck, but it was a pretty raised truck, so we were okay. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, it couldn't get any worse than that. We get that trailer all towed away and everything, docked.
Yeah.
Then we make it to this campground. We're like, let's just call it a day. It's been a long day, right? We go to Pettibone Resort in La Crosse, if you know where that is. Yeah, you understand when it's after a good rainy season.
Yeah.
It's nothing but mud.
Yikes.
So we had like a quarter-ton vehicle just going through mud, and then, you're going to get stuck. So we got stuck.
Is that like where? Oh, I think I did see that video where Aaron was trying to push himself out.
Oh yeah. So we have it. We had this whole video posted on there. It was literally 3 days of shooting. I condensed it into about a 5-minute video with a voiceover. But yeah, you'll see all the craziness. We even ended up having a big performer who was like a Elvis impersonator. They call him Black Elvis. So he actually came down to the campground because they had an Elvis convention going on during this time. And I was like, no way. Yeah, you know, this usual things. Yep, usual things. So we got him to come down, play some songs with us, and it was crazy. And then get this. He locks his keys in the car. So
Elvis?
Elvis did. So yeah, like when I say everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, it most definitely did. But it ended on a good note because we did get to meet a bunch of cool people, and we still raised money for Project Underground Railroad, which was like a team that goes against sex trafficking. So we made the best of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, good.
So long story short, that's still a long story, but that's how I got the in with Aaron, and then we just continued from there. Showed me the building he wanted to buy, start shooting from there, and just kept the content coming.
Very cool. Yeah, and we did a recent shoot for something that you guys are involved in, right?
Yeah, so we just start doing this this business venture called Electric Cruise. So we just did the logo, the marketing, and everything for them. We just got done shooting the overhead. You did the drone work. I did the stuff on the boat and everything. Facebook page and their Google page is going to be going live very shortly, and their website.
How's it turning out?
So far, it's going pretty well. We just have to do a follow-up meeting actually tonight.
Okay.
So it's going to be pretty fun to see what Sue, she's the owner of the business and the boat, and we're going to see if she likes the videos or not. And if not, I mean, that's one thing you learn the hard way is that you shouldn't get too attached with this content. If it goes great, awesome. If not, just redo it. We get other opportunities for sure.
And we get to go back out on the boat.
Exactly. I was like, I should probably just, kibosh this one. Be like, I got to get back out there.
The footage,
Not the greatest. Yeah, I got to go get another shot.
No, I think it's going to be great. So,
yeah, it's always cool being a part of those kind of things. So, yeah, like with the venture project, my main position there is to help create content with them, help the businesses that are in the venture project that operate out of there, and businesses we help, just help share their story, promote them, get some good high-quality photos and video. That's my role there.
Nice. And then an offshoot of that, like you've created your own brand too, right?
Oh, yep. So I run El Creative with my friend Graydon Wright, and what we're doing is basically our motto is let's help capture and share the moment with El Creative. So our biggest opportunity that we want to help businesses do is maybe create a hype video to kind of boost things for like bigger events, get some we'll help them strategize if they want to run Facebook ads. We're pretty well versed in that, or if they just want to keep promoting it, we'll help them use like Buffer to schedule those posts, and just make sure that they're on top of it when it comes to wanting to reach a good audience and share the value that they have. We'll even do social media takeovers like we did with the Fox City Showdown recently. We'll log into the Facebook account and Instagram accounts, and then we'll do like behind the scenes shoots for their stories. We'll make quick posts for them during the event, and then afterwards, this is the fun part. We get really excited about these ones though. We'll make a hype video, and any hype video you can't go wrong with it. And we really like that. We went this route because we like to do things you're passionate about. So we find that just getting some really good music, getting to recap the event after we met everybody, it's just a really good time to sit in the editing room and just put those things together. So if there's an event out there that you want to capture, if you want to promote it, just reach out to me. Or if you know Marlo, he'll give you the right contact information. Or just go to lcreativellc.com and you can submit the form, and let's go make something.
There you go. You have a Facebook page and everything too?
I do.
Instagram?
Yep. So it's just El Creative. Very difficult, I know.
That wasn't taken yet?
No, it wasn't.
Seriously?
EL Creative, not taken.
That was a question I had in mind. I'm going to drive over. I was like, I wonder if he had to run into any problems with another company or
no,
somebody.
the only one's like this big marketing firm, but they're El Creative like Co. or something.
Okay.
So mine's lcreativellc.com. So nothing. I bought that domain for like $2. So I won. I struck gold there.
Dang. And your handles too on like Facebook and
Instagram?
Instagram?
So it's my name. So bear with me here. It's Ellizer, Ellizer. You type that in, you're most likely going to find me, especially if you're in this local area. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't post too much stuff on there. I just kind of repost quotes. So not too interesting there. But my biggest platform is Instagram, where I keep content live.
So Ellizer.
You got it.
That's the proper way.
Yep, Ellizer.
I called you Ellizer.
Oh, that's okay. I get it all kinds of ways. Usually, like during like roll call for school, when they're going down, they're like Ben, Michael, and then they give them the face like. I'm like, that's me.
Yep, yep. I'm here.
Yep, present. They're like, how do you say it? I'm like, take your best shot.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll let you know how to say it.
Right. Well, at least that's how my dad has said it. So I would think, in proper English, it'd be Ellizer, right? Because you have I, consonant E.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can get it all any other ways. The biggest thing is if you're a cool person, and you just say, hey, what's up? And it'll work. I'll say hi.
There you go. Side convo here with Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
And the proper way for people to say his name in Greek is Yanni.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder, it'd be kind of a cool, well, not cool, but yeah, it'd be kind of cool just to kind of hear his take. I'm like, hey, do you prefer it? Are you okay with people calling you Giannis, or it should be like, it's Yanni?
Right. Exactly. It's fun. We got a friend named Yanni. The owner's the two brothers. His son's named Yanni.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So just bring him in here. We'll see his take on it.
Okay. So, tell us.
They're just like, yeah, either way, it's fine.
Nice. Well, it's cool, man. I'm really happy to see you, come up with your own brand and identity, and you got someone working with you too, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's always good to have some friends on there, right?
Yep.
Like if you get that creative block we were talking about earlier, like they'll think through it. They'll just give them the idea. We'll bounce ideas off each other. It really helps things get streamlined.
Yeah. You got a cool little workspace there too.
Oh, yeah. It's too cozy. I'm right next to the podcast room, so I got the Ethernet just coming right out of there. So
Yeah.
I'm spoiled over there. That's for sure.
She's like, I'll just move this cord here.
Oh, yeah. Aaron, the whole venture project team over there, they keep us spoiled. They got cookies on deck over there, coffee 24/7. Like one of the stats we're going to put on our website, obviously, like we've helped a bunch of businesses. We have like 24 new businesses come out of there, which we've helped grow profits too by 40% is usually what we've been estimating on right now.
Good.
And then we were also going to put a stat on there like, yeah, all fueled by like thousands of cups of coffee.
Yeah.
And I thought that'd be perfect to put on the website.
Well, that's cool. You can give us the little plug-in and update, because you guys have a couple new tenants there, right?
Yeah, we just got the Resch family out there. They do chiropractics. Right next to them in the front offices, we have Tom Schuler, who's with Country Financial. So we just got done doing Salute the Troops, where, again, sneaking in events, that's like my go-to thing. So I snuck into this 5K, and I ran with my camera, so we got some good photos for them. So he's doing great. We have Dan Spanbauer, who's our web developer out of there. He does a great job. So if you ever need help with websites or anything like that, definitely partner with him. He just wants to help as many people as he can.
D-Span.
Yep, D-Span. He's good stuff. If you don't know him, you need to get to know him. He's good stuff. Then we have his wife, or fiance, I should say, with Starstruck Artistry, and she does, obviously, beautician work. So they just started doing facials. I got my first facial in my life.
Yeah.
Almost fell asleep on the table. So
Good.
definitely do it. We'll get you in there. Oh, yeah, this will be good.
Yeah.
Get that Filipino skin glow. That's what they told me when I came out of there. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but stop.
Yeah.
So we got them. El Creative, obviously, it's me in there. Who else? We got Trevor Kroll from The Herd, who hangs out there too. Just because they're still on leave, so he just likes to come out there and do his work out of there, so he's not at home so much.
Yeah.
Who else have we got coming in? They just keep coming, and I love it. I love meeting all the new people. I didn't know we had such great talent in the area, because there's no one space. At least now there is, but there was no one space where you could find all these great like-minded individuals, hustlers who just have like these amazing skills to go help deliver more value to society. But yeah, we have a bunch of people. It's hard to think through the list on there. But if you ever want to take a peek too, we're going to be posting all of our members on the website very shortly too.
Yeah, I mean, and there's still plenty of room to grow in that space.
Oh,
too,
100%.
And I think that's a cool thing about a space like that, and even over at Rise and Grind, like that's another co-working space concept too. But for an individual that's looking to have a space where they need something to maybe just get away from your typical home setting.
Oh, definitely. We have that coffee bar's like the go-to spot. Like if you had like the startup membership, you can just chill at the coffee bar, and that's usually where we'll hang out. We'll all be doing our work on our laptops and everything. It's just too cozy. too cozy not to be there.
Even the little corner office spaces that you guys, open office spaces that you have, like that could be plenty for a lot of people. You know?
Yeah, the cubicles, like that's why like I still have the office space. Like I mean, video editing I can do because I have the laptop. I could pretty much do that anywhere, like at a coffee shop or at home. But when you have your own little setup there and you're around that kind of energy, your productivity just goes up.
Yeah.
I forget, there's like a word for it or something, like when you're around like people with that same grind or the mindset.
Sure.
I just say they rub off on you and you just want to keep hustling.
Yeah. I think personally, myself, I would just talk to people.
Oh my goodness. So that is, it's funny you say that because we have one of our guys there, Kyle, who's a business analyst. He said, he was like, yeah, I want to have a really productive day. So I stayed at the home office instead of coming to the venture project. That's
well,
so
it makes
funny.
sense, but it's also good to have that what am I saying? That self-awareness, to be able to be like, okay, I can be here, I can be there.
Yeah.
If I need to get some stuff done,
Right. And once in a while, and I think having this social aspect to it, especially coming out of the pandemic, has been huge for people. Like even just being connected with just an individual. We have a lot of people that come through, do walkthroughs and stuff. But being social is a big part of life, and the pandemic kind of froze us where we could barely go to a restaurant. I couldn't get my good sushi rolls from Manila. It was terrifying.
Yeah, man.
We got some good stuff delivered. We got some of the good lumpia too for shooting a video, so it was all right.
Yeah.
We made do. But yeah, the social aspect of the venture project is a big thing in itself. Like if you just need a professional recommendation on like a software or anything, instead of having to do your own research, like we all have our own specialties. So just come chat with us. It's a cubicle for my setup, so definitely an open office, open door policy there. But yeah, if anyone has ideas for shooting a video, running an ad for Facebook, or we're going to start running Instagram ads or promotions there too. So we're gaining more insight there. But if you need help and insight on that stuff, just swing by my office. It's literally right as you get up the stairs, and I'll say hi.
Hello. Hi, El.
And that's as far as the conversation goes.
Yeah.
No, I talk way too much.
Let's talk about what's going on here in Oshkosh, man.
Definitely. This place is hustle and bustle, and they keep posting new events every day.
Yeah, it is Oshkosh, the event city. On the water. I like on the water. But anywho.
What events we got coming up? I see you got the list lined up.
Yeah, visit Oshkosh.com. Thank you. New food truck mashup.
Ooh, is that the one up by Best Buy?
Yeah,
By Culver's?
WGNR.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
So it's the Fox Valley Food Truck Association.
You need to check that out. Every Wednesday, that just hits the spot.
Yeah, I think they do that there in Oshkosh, and I think they do it at the WGNR also up in Appleton off of 41 there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to dive into a little bit more about, like the food truck scene here.
Who doesn't like a good food truck?
Right? And then today is slow roll number 2.
That's what you got going on?
I don't know if I can do that. I'd love to, but we got to figure out a way to bring Marie with us, or find someone to watch Marie while we go on this bike ride.
Oh, that's fine. Just drop it.
Have you heard of the slow roll before? So it's a thing that has been put together by the folks over at like Winnebago Cycle, and Chris Larson Beckett's like he's a big supporter of it and promoter of it too. But yeah, it's neighborhood rides. A lot of them start off from like different launch points.
Gotcha.
Like we've had Manila as one of the launch points before.
Nice.
But tonight, it's going to be a really cool one where they're going to be launching from Menominee Park, where they're going to be having Brews by the Bay, or Brews on the Bay, which is a new like summer event that they're having once a month for the next 4 months, if I remember correctly. But it's going to be like they're going to have beer gardens there.
Oh, really?
And live music and stuff. So if you got a bike, you should make your way down to Menominee Park tonight and go on a really cool slow ride with hundreds of bikers.
Dang.
I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of people there tonight, because it should be nice.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hot.
We got a big biking community too.
Yeah. It's really cool to be a part of like a huge herd of bikers just going through town.
Right, you just feel bad. You know what I mean? Like you just feel like
No. Like, we run this.
Yep, we run this town.
With all your bikes. I'm trying to figure out who's performing tonight for their first one. And I know I just had it before. But are you a biker at all?
Not. I haven't ridden a bike in years.
Really?
Yeah, I'm terrible.
You should get into
I
it.
love running. I'm a big runner, so
Okay.
I run the highway.
Why don't you just run with them then?
I could.
Run with the bikers. The
I
slow
definitely-
roll.
Yeah, I'd definitely be a slow roll. That's for sure.
All right, here it is. Brews on the Bay in Menominee Park at Kiwanis Shelter from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Music starts at 6 p.m. It's a fun outdoor beer garden with live music. Enjoy your cold brew and panoramic views of Lake Winnebago. Each of the brews on the Bay beer gardens will feature live music and craft beers from local breweries. Yep. So there are 4 dates here for brews on the Bay. And tonight it's music with the Jazz Orgy.
Jazz Orgy. Is that the ones who just performed out front by you first Friday?
Yeah.
And Aaron. I forget her last
Aaron
name.
Krabs.
Yep.
And then they're over, the Jazz Orgy's over at Beckett's on Wednesday nights.
Gotcha.
And they're at Fletcher's every Sunday night.
Yeah, they kill it.
Yeah, man.
I just was walking going into the Venture Project, heard them playing. I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
Do I have to go edit?
Yeah. Yeah. You can take a little break.
Right.
A little jazz break.
Jazz breaks.
Everybody needs a jazz break.
Agreed.
Speaking of jazz, plug in for the Oshkosh Jazz Festival, August 28th. That's coming up. Lots of cool things happening. I ran into Erin Boehm. She was here just last weekend, and I told her that she needed to get on this podcast so she can spread a little bit more love of that event that she's helping put together, So
Definitely.
we'll get her
That'd
on
be
here.
Pretty cool.
Yep. And then July 14th will be the one in July with Tuba Dan.
Tuba Dan, huh?
Yeah, he's
I don't think I met this gentleman.
He's a local legend, man. In the polka world.
The polka world?
Yeah,
Oh, I knew polka. Like they still have polka
Still.
channels. Yeah.
you bet.
On like the radio, especially when I go down to Milwaukee. For some reason, like the channels, like I'll sift through them. I found like 3 polka channels the other time I was going down there. But yeah. I love me some good polka.
Oh yeah, so that's a great one to check out.
Plus, Marlo knows how to dance the polka, so
Solid.
stay tuned.
Filipinos do too. If you've picked up on some of our previous episodes with Danny, we'll get into that later. But yeah, it's kind of odd.
Just like, why? Why do we know this?
Yeah, August 11th, Copperbox Duo. Love those guys.
Oh, yeah.
September 8th, Brad Emmanuel. I don't know him. I haven't heard of him.
Well, now you got to get him on the mics here.
Right?
Get to know him.
Who are you, Brad?
Please come join us.
Tell us about who you are. Looks like there's train rides and stuff going on. And train rides during the evening event are just 75 cents.
Say less.
Right?
I think we're going to get a nice picture there together.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of cool things going on there. So, Bare Bones, Fifth Ward Brewery, Brewing Company, Fox River Brewing Company, Omega Brewing Experience, and more. And then looks like they're going to have some food trucks there too. Man, food trucks everywhere.
Food trucks
on Wednesday
and beer.
in Oshkosh.
Yeah, please drink Wisconsinably.
Yes.
Only way to do it.
What else is going on this weekend? Let me get into the slow roll section again quick, just so everyone knows about the meeting time. So get there at 5:30 and gives you time to kind of soak in what's going on. And then 6:30 is always the time where they depart. So just make sure you're there by 6:30.
Got it.
For all of you on Filipino time, get there at 6:15.
Yeah, we're terrible.
Speaking of Filipino time, sorry. Sorry for being a couple minutes
That's
late.
funny.
I've been working on it. Just making sure. But hey, proud dad moment here.
What you got?
Kiddos, we're 0 days tardy to school this year.
Dang.
That's like, for any of you that know me in my school days. Yeah.
Tardy to the party was the motto.
That's a big achievement.
Nice.
I don't think my kids really understand that, but
But you pat yourself on the back.
I'm
That's
happy
for sure.
about it.
I got you. Here you go.
yeah.
Nice work.
The Star Wars event's still going on over at Oshkosh Public Museum.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. I drive past it every day because I swing over that bridge.
I'm getting to that point now, too, where it's like, oh, yeah, it's kind of, it's here until June. Oh,
I'll get to it.
It's June now.
Yep.
And then it's only here to June 20th, so.
Get
we're
over
gonna-
there.
we're in
Stop
time.
wasting time.
Gotta go.
Get off that Filipino time. Get you right
Get
there.
the kids there, yeah. Speaking of bike rides, there's another one with the Oshkosh Food Co-op
Oh yeah, the co-op's huge.
They're starting to do like also neighborhood, bike rides.
Right.
3 miles, so that's not terrible at all.
When's that supposed to completely open up? The co-op?
Next month in July.
Wow.
The building is supposed to be done in the next couple weeks, at least the space for the co-op. So then, we'll be putting in all the pieces of equipment and all the decor and all that.
Got
kind
it.
of
And you're
stuff.
on the
So
board for the co-op, correct?
I'm not on the board, but I just participate in a lot of the committees and stuff.
Gotcha.
Darn it. Where's the info on it? 6 o'clock. So a nice little evening bike ride. So get there. That's tomorrow, Thursday. So nice. So slow roll Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Another neighborhood ride on Thursday.
Oh, not too bad. Like I said, we got a good biking community around this area. That's for sure.
Yeah, I like the fact that the city's doing a better job of getting things set up where people have the ability to have bike lanes.
Oh, exactly.
At least be a little bit safer. And that's going to be a little bit of time for I think the city just to adapt to those changes and stuff because it's a big deal. And I love riding, but I also want to be safe while riding.
That's true.
Because accidents do happen, especially when people on their phones and driving around and not paying attention. All it takes is just a little bit of whatever for
you got to drive defensively. Yeah, whether you be a cyclist or just like an actual motorcyclist, or if you're a bicyclist.
Mm-hmm.
And just drive defensively. So all those bikers out there, be on the alert. You just don't know. Like they always say like people are always looking for like a big car when they switch lanes or they're turning, not really a bike. So yeah, please be safe out there. I don't want to hear any accidents. If I see any accidents, we gave you a fair warning. Now it's on you.
Free live stream of the big start of something big. It's a show that's being shown at the Grand.
Grand, yeah, that looked really good. I seen it on I think it was the Visit Oshkosh page now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that
it's
one
all
that one just popped up.
So they are offering in person as well, which is pretty cool. Show starts at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the Grand for more information. Speaking of missing things, I stopped by Fletch's on Sunday and I caught a little bit of the jazz orgy and stuff, and I was like, man, it's been too long.
Yep. Yes, it has been.
It's nice to see the things are slowly coming back to normal, so. Fifth Ward's got something cool going on Saturday. Fifth Ward Vintage Shop. So it's happening at the brewery there from 12 to 5. This is a pop-up series featuring 12 awesome Midwest vintage sellers. And they've got tons of curated clothing, decor, and more from the 60s through Y2K. Well, I haven't said that in forever.
Y2K.
If you love unique vintage and flea market vibes, we hope to see you out there. Oh, looks like they do it every once in a while.
You got to get down to Fifth Ward a little bit more.
If I'm looking at it, it looks like it's like every second Saturday.
Oh, not bad.
Every second Saturday through September 11th, folks.
Swing down to Fifth Ward.
Grab a beer, shop some vintage. And then on Saturday is the neighborhood birthday bash. So it's already been 8 years of the co-op gathering members and stuff to achieving the goal of opening up the store next month.
Wow. They moved pretty quick on that build, though.
Yeah.
Like, I would drive past it every single day, and, like, each day there was something new built onto it. I was like, man, that team, they're on the ball.
Yeah, for sure. You're invited to our neighborhood birthday bash to help us celebrate 8 years of members joining together to make a food co-op a reality in Oshkosh. The festivities will be held next door to the new co-op store location in the Aurora Health Center parking lot on Marion and Jackson from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on June 12th. So I'm guessing that if you go there, you'll find out a lot of cool things that are happening at the co-op. We just sat down with Kevin O'Donnell from Seven Roots yesterday in a last-minute conversation, and he's in town kind of floating around and helping the prepared foods department get off their feet, so it's really cool. And, it was nice to have an in-person conversation with him because he's out in Vermont. And
Really?
A lot of our things were, virtual. But it's important to have that in-person, face-to-face contact,
Missed it.
You know what I mean? So
it was far too long.
I know there's a lot of times too whenever we were passing, like, oh, so when are we get together with the group?
Oh yeah, we're still trying to get the Never Films group together too.
Yeah.
Got to get beers.
Yep.
Red Fifth Worth got something going on.
Yeah. Maybe we can meet there. And last but not least, 17th, the return of Waterfest.
Oh yeah.
Mark your calendars.
Drum roll, please.
It's with Hairball.
Hairball. Nice.
So if you like Kiss and all those, like that era of music, that's the place to go. I'd imagine that's going to be a really great turnout.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna be out there. It's so nice out here. Events going on like crazy out here in Oshkosh. I love it. And we're not even talking EAA or Rock USA or anything. Is Rock USA and Country USA, are they back? Did they get bought out?
There's new promoters and everything, but
Gotcha.
I think they're doing a couple of smaller concert series and stuff that'll be taking place.
Okay.
This summer, just to kind of get things moving a little bit.
Got it.
Not full fledged or anything like that.
I know that was it was worrisome when I heard that they went bankrupt. That area did.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's tough. It was tough for everyone.
Right. Also, big plug to EAA. We had some of the promoters come through into Best Buy, and they said it's going to be the biggest one they've ever hosted. And I seen them doing construction on like a new strip out there. I was like, dang, they're moving quick. So they must be expecting a bigger turnout than usually. I mean, granted, the pandemic happened. So
yeah,
I'm too excited to meet all these new people. That's like one of my favorite things when EAA comes through, because you get all these different cultures. We're here, promoting Filipino culture, but you meet people from Brazil, France, Australia. Yeah, these are like the bigger ones that come through. But I'm too excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Are you gonna try to capture some footage for anybody there?
I'm not sure actually. I haven't partnered with anybody there. I know Belleville. He usually films for him.
Excuse me. Yeah,
but he does really good work out there. But no, I haven't spoke to anybody doing any work at the Forza Habit Venture Project cameras. No, but for EAA, no, I haven't got any ideas of capturing anything out there. I'd love to. Love planes.
Sure.
Do I know how to fly them? No, not at all. But I'd love to be in them. So if anyone wants to get me up in a plane, give me a holler.
Yeah, I mean, we have I want to. That's on my bucket list to get my pilot's license at some point. I mean, we have the facilities right here in our backyard. Man.
I know. We have the Eagles Club, not the Eagle Club. What are they? It's Young Eagles.
Yeah, we're too old now, though.
I mean, I could look like it. I could definitely make it.
We're getting to the bald Eagles.
The bald Eagles. That's funny.
Not quite yet, but But there are some really good instructors, and I've read about them online, and they have really good reviews and stuff. So
and we're here just like,
let's do it.
It's in our backyard. Might even give it a shot.
There you go. Do you want to be a pilot someday?
I don't know if I want to be a pilot.
All right.
I'll be a co-pilot.
Okay, co-pilot.
Yeah, right. I don't want that pressure on me.
You can capture footage of me
going like that. Yeah. Be a new Jim Kopnick.
Yeah.
He does great work.
Oh, stellar work. He'd be another great person to have on here.
I can't wait to see, because they're doing that remodel over at the Starbucks on the west side. Remember, they had all his photos from EAA in there.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see what they put in there this time, because he's been a busy man. And then we got the biggest air show going on, like the world's largest air show right there. And they're going to make it bigger and better than ever before. Yeah. And Jim's going to be like, I get to take photos of everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kind of jelly.
Shout out to the American Outlaws Oshkosh and to the U.S. men's national team for winning the Nations Cup this last Sunday. Wow. It was
I didn't even see that.
It was a crazy match. It kind of started off on the wrong foot for the U.S. national team, but it was pretty darn exciting. If there's someone posted like all the interesting things about like, oh, you think soccer is boring? Well, this is what happened. I got to see if I can find it. Maybe not, because it might be
buried in the feed.
Might be buried in the feed, and we got to get on to the Manila Beat here in a second. But yeah, it's great. Green's Poorhouse at the Granary is letting us. AO Oshkosh is starting to get viewing parties, in-person viewing parties together again at Green's Poorhouse at the Granary. So, are you into soccer?
I'm not into. Remember, I played soccer for a year, but I only did to break records. But I haven't followed soccer in ever.
Well, you should come hang out. That's fun.
When is it?
Whenever there's a U.S. national match.
Got it. Makes sense.
Men's, women's. We
make
make
less. I'm there.
We make a post and people show up and we just have a good time.
I like this. I like this already. Now you're getting me excited for all these events.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of soccer coming up, so we'll be sharing those events with everybody here.
I don't get how you make it to all these events. Like you're a dad, you run the business, run this podcast.
Just schedule. You got to make it time.
That's true. You only got so much time, you make time.
Yep.
Life lessons.
For sure. All right. Well, we're going to get back to the Manila Beat here in just a little bit, and we got some interesting topics to talk about with the Philippine Independence Day coming up on Saturday, and maybe a little bit of a conversation about what it's been like for us as first-generation Filipino Americans here in the U.S. So we'll get to that in a little bit more in just a moment.
All right, first of all, I just want to thank everybody for coming out here. It really means a lot to sign this out here in the community with all the support of the community. There is a lot of dialogue out there right now in the country, and how do we push back against certain forms of hate? And I think one of the ways that we do that is through love and through recognition. And that, for me, is more important than anything else, to be acknowledging those that are here that make our community great, that make our community beautiful, that make our community diverse, that give us those options that we all have. Because you can only eat brats for so long, right, Tom? Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's really something we need to come together and realize that we are all one community. So this is something that I really congratulate my board for passing in a way just to designate May as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month for Winnebago County. We see you, we acknowledge you, we recognize you, we honor you, and we thank you. And we are very happy that you are part of our family. So with that, I'm going to be signing this. What is it, 28th day of May?
28th, International Coffee Day, yes.
All right, there it is. And I've got some copies here for some others. It's official.
Kids get to sign it too, right?
Absolutely.
I forgot the crayon.
Right. All right, thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it.
All right. We are back here.
After our few sponsors.
A few sponsors. To talk about the Manila Beat with our friend here, El.
Nice to be here.
Thanks for being here.
Feels good. Feels homey in here. I like the vibe that you got going on.
Yeah. We'll have you back. We'll do it again. We'll keep people posted on what's going on in your life.
Yeah, definitely. A good little journey going on so far. So I'd love to keep you guys all updated.
Yeah. So on Saturday, the Philippines is celebrating their Independence Day. And we're trying to figure out, the story behind it, and we're learning some interesting things just kind of browsing through things right now. So on June 12th, 1962, Magapagal said he moved the Philippines Independence Day from July 4th, 1946 to June 12th, 1898, because it was the birth of the independent Filipino nation.
Nice.
Various leaders in local governments nationwide gave their extraordinary support and unity to the proclamation of June 12th as Independence Day. So that date must have been the end of the Spanish.
Revolutionary War.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm anticipating.
Yep.
Now, you visited the Philippines. You've been there. I have not been there.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever got to celebrate the Independence Day while you were out there?
No, and I kind of want to make a point to it because I wonder if it's celebrated like how we celebrate the 4th of July here.
Right.
You know,
When I was doing
fireworks.
my research, yeah, they said they had some parades. They do like the Flag Day as well. So I
Mhm.
was wondering, I mean, I know Filipinos party hard. So I was wondering if you made it out there and you got to party hard there.
No, that's a bucket list.
So we're just going to bring our own festivities to it, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it. We're
I'm
gonna,
excited.
We're gonna cause a ruckus here in Oshkosh. It's Filipino Independence Day.
They're like, shut up.
Like, you shut up. No. So, yeah, initially, celebration of the establishment of the Republic of the Philippines was on July 4th, 1946. And it later became a celebration of friendship between the peoples of the Philippines and the United States.
Wow.
So that's where I think growing up, there was a little bit of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could have asked some questions, right?
Right?
But it was like, wait, are there 2 Independence Days?
That's funny.
Like the Philippines has Independence Day on July 4th, or is it June? What?
Right.
You know? So there's your clarification for people that are like me and just didn't know. So yeah, Philippine Independence Day, June 12th, reestablished for 1898.
Dang. So were you born in the States or were you born in the Philippines?
I was born here.
Gotcha.
So Indiana.
No way.
Good old, I'm a 82 baby, 1982.
Young buck.
Yeah. And then moved to Oshkosh in 1989. So when I was 7 going into 2nd grade.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you're first generation here as well, right?
I am. First generation, then first generation in college too.
Yeah. Well, good for you, man.
Feels good.
Good for the family.
Got to build the family name.
Yep. Legacy.
We all want to leave one. That's the big thing. We all want to leave one. So got to start
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. I didn't really prepare any questions or thoughts. I thought we could just make this conversation happen naturally.
Yeah.
You know?
I think one question that always poses is like, I'm surprised we haven't talked about this in schools. That's a big thing. I'm like, well, we know our Independence Day is the States, but we never talked about like our allies within war times because we all
Sure.
kind of banded together. My dad had talked about it growing up a little bit, like how we would help harbor boats,
Oh, yeah.
planes and stuff like that for the U.S. military, but
Mhm.
we never got to talk more about as to like why or anything like that too. And now we know that they have their own Independence Day here on June 12th. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you get any insight on that when you were growing up?
Well, as I'm putting all the pieces together just by doing research, just through the WATAWAT podcast and everything and just kind of digging into our roots, I think it's really cool. And I'd love to have, you on more of these conversations where we just, focus on just a specific topic,
Right.
And yeah, as I'm putting the pieces together, I mean, there's just a lot of ties because of the American interest in the Philippines, geographically, resourceful wise, and everything like that, because the Americans were there for quite some time. Not quite as long as like the Spanish were, because they were there for 333 years. But, off and on, the Americans were there, and the presence is evident, because English is a national language there, and it's taught in the school systems there.
Yeah, I gotta say, my brothers in the Philippines speak more proper English than I do. It's pretty funny,
Right?
right? Their dialect is much. I would say, I think it's mainly because they learn it so properly there, whereas we use so much slang. So anytime I talk to them over the phone or anything, they get lost in translation of some of the slang I use. So it's pretty funny.
You're like, what? What'd you say?
Yeah, I have to, and then I have to go down the rabbit hole of telling them like, oh, this is what I meant actually, and then, it's like 25% of our conversation is that.
Yeah, yeah. No, and just Filipinos just have a rich history of settling in the U.S. and even Alaska.
Really?
Yeah, there's quite a few that have helped with like the infrastructure and the cable lines and all that kind of stuff there. That's another good topic for us to kind of dig in and research on. But they have the nickname the Alascaros.
Lascaros.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yep. But yeah, there's just common ties that kind of gets overlooked from time to time, and yeah, I think it should be, increase awareness of like the history between the two countries and stuff,
Yeah. I'm like, we didn't talk about it too much growing up either. Like, how did we make it to the States? I know my dad just kind of flew in. I always make the joke of, he snuck on a boat.
Sure. Kind of like you sneak into events.
Right, exactly. I was going to say that's where I get it from.
Runs in the blood.
That's just all me.
Well, the way that my parents immigrated here to the States was in late 70s, early 80s. There was a shortage of doctors.
Yeah, that's funny. My aunts got here the same way, actually.
Yep. So there were a lot of people coming from overseas that were filling in a need that was much needed here in the States, So that was their entry point. And they actually applied to get a work visa or to be doctors down in Australia.
Right.
So I could be talking like Jason Day, golfer.
Nice.
My little Aussie accent. I'm not even going to try to attempt it right now, but
too early. Too
early.
For next time.
But yeah, and growing up, it's been kind of an interesting thing for first generation Filipino Americans, because while our parents are trying to do the best they can to keep our heritage and everything going in our everyday lives, like they also have to learn like the different cultures and customs that are taking place here. It's a whole new world and it's a whole new start, for everyone, So, when I moved here in Oshkosh, like it's gotten way more diverse since then.
Oh, definitely.
And for us as a Filipino family, like we were kind of, this is my memory. It's like we were one of the few like minorities that were out, in the community and stuff,
Yeah. Like even back in 2010, it wasn't too diverse either. It was pretty diverse, but as we made our way, like for the time that I've been here, I've seen a lot more diversity coming through.
Yeah.
On all fronts. So it's awesome to be a part of too. Because I'm originally from Milwaukee, and we were very diverse. You had Filipinos, Native Americans, Mexicans, you name it, and we all pretty much got along because we all had the same schools. Then I came here, and it wasn't as diverse, so it was a little more awkward. Took a little adjusting.
Sure. And like I don't know, I'm looking for the proper words, but we stick out a little bit more than the other people. But people are also interested, like, oh, where's your family from, and that kind of stuff.
Everyone's very respectful too in the way that they approach us. It's not like no one talks terribly about the Filipino culture by any means. Granted, I mean, even us not knowing so much about it either. There's that, so that everyone's very intrigued, just like we are.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe where the discussion is kind of like, I never really sat down and talked to many people about their experiences and even my experience with just growing up in the community, because I've only seen myself as just being a part of Oshkosh and being a part of whatever school or group I've been a part of.
Right.
With I guess a little bit of a difference because I'm Filipino.
Right.
So
that's usually as far as it goes. They're just like, oh yeah, he's Filipino.
Yep.
And then they'll kind of ask you more about the culture.
Yep.
But it's never in a derogatory way or anything.
No.
So when I heard, I don't know if you're comfortable talking about like the Asian hate or anything. I haven't felt any in this community, so that's what I'm very appreciative of.
Yeah, and I have had a couple friends reach out and just to make sure that things were fine,
right?
Like, I was okay and our families were fine. I'm like, like we've surrounded ourselves at least with people that have a lot of tremendous respect for who we are as people. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where it all starts,
Yeah, just are you a great person? Like we were talking about hiring people. Like that nothing comes down to ethnicity, background, or anything like that. It's literally, are you a great person? Are you willing to work with somebody and help someone, achieve their goals just as much as you would for yourself?
Yep. I guess my only encounter with some kind of like racism here in Oshkosh was when I was young. Mm-hmm. Probably a little bit after we moved here, so I was like 7, 8 years old, somewhere around there, and we were just cruising around like on the frontage road. Is it Kohler?
Kohler.
Yeah,
okay. Spent a lot of time there.
Everyone's like calling it different things, but anyways, we were driving along, cruising along, and then all of a sudden my dad like whips a Yui and like pulls into this parking lot. There's these 2 like teenage kids that were just like hanging out in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And he rolled down his window, pulled up right next to them. He's like, "Are you making fun of us?" And I didn't know what was going on because I didn't see what the heck they were doing.
Right.
But he made a point for them to have me in their eyesight, you know, just to be like, hey, you know, you're making fun of a little kid, you know, that's not right. Like,
Really?
no matter what, you know.
Yeah, and any background, anything like that, and just not very humane.
It's like those lessons that you learn later on and you kind of put together. Like, why did he do that?
Right.
You know, like, we could have just drove and just
Been
been
okay.
whatever.
But no, you need to make a statement.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
it takes some good courage and good character. So,
yeah.
dang, I'd like to meet your dad.
But yeah, when Papa like pulled up and, you know, those kids kind of just shut up and there was like we're sorry, you know, type of thing. You know,
At least we're respectful to do that.
It was a little doubly lesson there, you know, for them and, you know, for myself.
Right.
I didn't get it until later, you know.
It's like Disney movies, you know, they got those innuendos that you won't get until you grow up and you're like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. So trying to think also, maybe there's one other time I was with my boy Tim Ryan. We were at the Y. We were finishing up playing like 9-ball or something like that, you know. So we were walking out and we were passing like this whole group of kids that were there for like probably a field trip or whatever.
Right.
And then there was this kid that put his hands together and just started bowing like towards me.
Oh, dang.
And I didn't notice it again.
Right.
You know, but then
Just having a good time.
Then my boy Tim like was like, "Hey, did you see that kid?" I'm like, "Whatever." Like it starts off as like it's, you know, all fun. Like I'm pretty darn sure that kid had no ill intent about doing that kind of stuff.
Kind of being a little jokester.
Yeah. But at the same time too, it's like, I don't think it's really your ground to be, you know, doing those kind of things, you know. So
Right. Dang.
One other moment, I was at a water park down in the Dells, and we were just kind of waiting around for a slide, and you know, my beard, whatever.
Yeah, you got a good beard.
You know,
it's actually
a little,
trimmed now.
little trimmed
from the last time I seen it.
And but this guy was like, oh, hey, look, it's Odd Job.
Oh my god.
I'm like, what? Come on now.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Sometimes you can laugh it off too, but I mean, again, like,
It's just why would they need to go there?
like, did you? What was your intent about it? Like,
Right.
yeah, especially for it to be so audible. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
He's like right there. He's like, hey, look, it's Odd Job. Like,
Okay. Yep. I guess so. Yeah. See, that's rough. That's not easy. But
then-
I'm glad you can make it through something like that and
Yeah.
can't go any further.
and then another one was, it's Gangnam Style.
Oh my god. that one you started doing the dance, didn't you?
I'm like, wrong country, dude.
Right.
You know,
like, now
so-
now they're really getting stereotypical here.
Yeah. But, you know, it's something to be said about it, you know, when people are saying stuff about you, because I'd like to think that my skin has gotten thicker over the years, whatever.
Right.
But, you know, when they start talking about, like, your family, your friends, or anything like that, then that's when it's like, okay, you crossed the line. For me,
Yeah.
in my book, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like
So,
I can take all the heat.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing.
not that anybody should be talking like that to anybody in general, you know.
Right.
But, yeah, I guess that's a little bit of, you know, it's when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's not horrible. But, you know, we were talking about this also with Patricia in terms of like that, you know, that whole hashtag and bringing awareness. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if for me, like if the whole Asian hate thing is stop Asian hate, like it's, yeah, like you're trying to stop Asian hate, but like we need a more positive type of thing. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think it was a little more brash.
Yeah.
And they only promoted a lot of like the very, very brutal things. But yeah, even the smaller things. I think it ties back down to like, are we okay with working with other cultures and appreciating the differences, right?
Yeah.
Diversity and inclusion is a huge thing in any organization and any team.
Yeah.
So instead of just singling out each one like as cultural backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and not saying like all lives matter movements or anything like that by any means. Just thinking again, just more of a positive way to help bring everybody into it and understand like, yeah, we as Asians have backgrounds do get treated slightly differently for sure.
Yeah.
And we've seen that time and time again.
I mean, all these movements are just bringing awareness to those specific people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, everybody matters. Like
Right.
that's not even a question.
Yeah, and for the people that actually, you know, took a stand, I do appreciate like all the effort that they put in to do that. That's huge, and it takes a lot of courage. Just like your dad taking the stand to literally correct those kids who had made fun of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's always a good way to take a negative situation and make it a positive. So I think that at least we've recognized the issue, right? From there, like in any good problem solver, you recognize the problem, you find the solution, but it takes a team to do that.
Yeah.
So whether it be just Asians backing other Asians and making sure like that sounds terrible in my book, right? It sounds like we're very segregated then. Whereas if I were to go work with other committees around the city and say, hey, I'd like to bring awareness to how would you put it? It wouldn't be inequality, but I guess we can use that as a placeholder for now.
Yeah.
But the inequality of Asian culture within our community, can you help us work together to help build that and build a more equal environment for all?
Yeah.
I think that's a better approach than just to stop the Asian hate.
Yeah, for sure. And this is really good segue stuff because former mayor Steve Cummings, like he started an event, unity and community, something along those lines.
Right.
And it was starting to get some good momentum for the first 2 years, and then pandemic happened again. Not again, but pandemic happened. But we're looking forward to getting that stuff back together. I'm imagining that it won't take place until next springtime. But again, like having those community events to showcase, the people that live within our community and that provide, different services and, businesses, like we were a big part of it too by, showcasing what we have to offer here at Manila.
Yeah.
And Akbayan, our Filipino organization was also there to kind of share, traditional Filipino wear and to talk about, our traditions. And even the Philippine dance troupe of Fox Valley, participated in those events and stuff and just showcased our dances. And they were dressed in the nines with all their, authentic Filipino attire. Yeah. And it's great. It's fun. And to see all the different groups coming together to showcase, and they're being proud of their heritage and where they come from and keeping that stuff alive is really cool to see.
Yeah, it's a rough. So I'm only half Filipino. The other half of me is Oneida.
You're halo.
Yep, you got it. So when I see that the other cultures are still bringing this their heritage to life, it just makes me light up inside. Yeah. Because I used to live on the reservations growing up for about a year and a half. Yeah. And there's not much culture being pulled from there, and the heritage is starting to die. Yeah. I used to know how to speak Oneida growing up. No kidding. Lost it. When you don't use it, you lose it. So, we would practice that dialect every day before we began our days. We'd go to powwows every Saturday. Yeah. And now I don't even get to experience any of that. And I live within Oshkosh, not too far from Green Bay, where my tribe originated. Dude, you need to cruise up there and get into it. Get it a little more spruced up, bring the awareness. Now I got some skills to help showcase that. And we actually work with a gentleman, Ashley Hessenson, he runs all of his all the stuff for the Oneida tribe too. So that's what really brought that spark back into me. Yeah. But yeah, I think just seeing all the heritage come to life, seeing that diversity, I think it's really good. And I think that's the more proper way to showcase, yes, these cultures are amazing. There's not hate. You don't need to segregate or stereotype. Just appreciate the differences, and that diversity is going to be able to take your community to the next level. Mm-hmm. So it's really powerful to think about it in that way. Yeah, the history, a lot of different cultures in America and the segregation and stuff, it always hurts. And I can't even begin to imagine what it was like for others. For us, we're pretty spoiled. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, but it's really good to see that unity is really coming together in this community. Yeah. And we were able to share and experience a special moment the other week. Has it been a week already? Yeah. Yeah. That flew by fast. Yeah. Where the county executive, John Damel, along with the county board, signed a resolution on May 28th, officially recognizing May as Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Yeah. So I'm glad that they were able to squeeze it in, towards the end of May. But, we can... look forward to having a full-fledged, month. We're going to throw some here parties. In Winnebago County. Oh, yeah. We're going to bring that next year party to life. Yeah. But I think that'd be I'm looking forward to even that next month, next year, on the Barcata podcast where we can, maybe we can team up and just find some other, people of that heritage in our community and showcase them. We might know a few. Maybe. Just a few.
But yeah, thank you again to John Damel and the county board and everyone who signed the resolution and made it official. It was a special moment to have it here at Manila, and I'm really glad that you were able to make it.
Yeah.
And
I was on my lunch break.
Yeah, your lunch break at 4. But
I'm terrible.
But no, I'm really glad that your team was able to make it happen.
Yeah.
Because it was a signing, but like John said, like typically a lot of these things happen behind closed doors, and where these things should be celebrated and made public.
Yeah.
And that was a good sign of things to come with what he's going to be doing, for his term, as a county executive. And I feel bad, like after that whole thing happened, like I was just like trying to figure out. I remember like a whole bunch of people like, oh, could have called this person, or we never really connected with them, or
right.
But it was a lot of fun.
It was a spur of the moment thing, right?
Yeah.
And then we always got next year. That's the biggest thing. They throw another party, start to celebrate the heritage.
Do a big kickoff, maybe, and because it's Winnebago, like we gotta keep all the other cities involved as well, So, but I like to say, we can be.
You spark the fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. So, looking forward to that. But yeah, thank you also for taking some pictures and video of that.
Definitely, it was awesome. I got to put some stuff on there. Again, we didn't get growing up. I didn't get too much of the heritage because my dad he was a workaholic. So
Sure.
we got to talk a lot about it. But experiencing, like being in Manila around others, it's just it's a whole different vibe, and I love it.
Well, good. I'm looking forward to coming up with like a new topic that we can better educate ourselves with.
I know we're terrible.
No, but it's cool, and I think that having you join me on this voyage, it will be really good for both of us. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of rediscovering, or even just discovering things that we never knew about. The Filipino culture and everything like that. Right. So, and we get to share that with everyone that's listening and watching wherever you guys are right now. So. Yeah, you down?
Oh, I'm definitely down.
Do that again?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all the other cool people. I love meeting people. If you couldn't tell, I love talking. It's just like my favorite way of communicating and just building good relationships within the community.
Yeah, for sure.
The more people I get to meet, the happier I am, especially if I get to deliver some value to them. Like, like if there's any way I can help out the Filipino community, if they need photos, if they need any video, we love helping out where we can. I know Marl would be on board too, but he's a busy man, so bear with him.
Yeah. So what? Let's wrap things up here just a little bit. But what are your like earliest memories of Filipino food?
Oh man, I mean, I grew up literally eating a bunch of adobo.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have adobo, you're not Filipino. Balut was my favorite dish for sure.
Nice.
Mainly because it always scared neighbors.
Yeah.
We'd say it's a duck egg. Like my girlfriend is actually from Oshkosh, born and raised.
Yeah.
And my father made balut, and it was pretty standard for us. So
Sure.
I showed her. We had, as the baby duck in there.
Yep.
I said, would you like some? She got terrified, right? She's like, she thought we just murdered an animal,
Yeah.
and it was something ridiculous. And then looking back at it too, I was watching like Deal or No Deal, and a guy got paid like $1,000 to eat balut. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, I just go
give
right
me two.
up there. Yeah, give me two. Put some salt, like the bottom of it. Put some salt on that piece.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Too good.
Yep.
The pro tips of two when you're eating a lot of seafood, right? If you get a bone stuck in your throat, sticky rice does the trick every time.
That's where it's at.
Mm-hmm. Sticky rice, yeah. Oh, if you got anything lodged in the throat, sticky rice it up. If you don't have sticky rice in a pot at home, you're not doing it right.
What about here at Manila? What are your go-tos here?
Oh, my go-to one. I forget the name of it. It's the chicken, but I always forget. I can't ever say the first name of it. It's like, it's not teriyaki. I get teriyaki sauce with it.
Oh, the chicken rabata?
Yes, the rabata. I always forget the last portion of it for some reason. But that's my go-to.
Nice.
Why? I just love protein.
Yeah.
Keeping it simple.
I remember you came in here one time when we were doing a workshop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, just give me whatever has a lot of meat.
Yeah, that was the first thing you slapped in front of me. I was like,
it was a crispy pata.
Crispy pata.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that was pig.
Yeah, it was big.
Yep. I don't eat too much pig. I don't know what it is. It doesn't ever sit too right, but that thing just hit the spot.
Right?
Yeah, that was very good.
So good.
There's
It's one of our number one sellers here. And I think people do a good job of explaining it too.
Yeah, it's huge. So like if you even have a date and you just want leftovers for lunch tomorrow, because I love just making sure that I have food on deck at all times.
Because every Filipino breakfast is your leftovers from dinner plus an egg.
You got it. Yep. Put an egg on it, calls it a day.
Yeah.
You know it.
So for those of you who are not familiar with crispy pata, it's our deep fried pork hock. So how we process it is we boil it, season it, and then we fry it, and then we flash fry it again when it's about ready to be served. So the skin on the outside is super crispy, and then the meat on the inside is super tender.
Dang. So how did you learn how to cook that way?
I from my mom, really, from Mama.
Mom just taught you.
Yeah, but Chef Ninoy, my cousin back there, like he's the one that really holds it down.
I gotcha.
He's the heart and soul, man. Like everything that he puts out in the kitchen, and that's great.
Just money.
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of the girlfriend in our cuisine, right? You actually got to help me make her birthday super special. You let me get at the top out of there. We got this whole smorgasbord of food. Oh my goodness.
we did the lover's boodle.
The lover's boodle. If you guys have any amazing dates you want to make it something. He doesn't do it too often. So reach out to him ahead of time. He'll make a special night.
Yeah, just give a shout out. If we can do it, we'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm. If there's anybody who's going to do it, this guy. Yeah, you definitely can rely on that.
So was she surprised?
She was super surprised, actually, because I didn't tell her anything of it. I told her we were going to dinner.
Yeah, how'd you play it off? Like,
yeah.
You
I
first
didn't even get to tell you about that. Okay,
No.
I just told her we're going here, and then I was like, yeah, we're just going to get dinner, something light. So I was like, yeah, I know we've eaten at Manila before, so we'll just go there. We get in. The waitress is just like, oh, yeah, we just want to show you some of the remodels we got going on upstairs. I'm like, oh, cool, let's go take a peek at it real quick, honey. And then we get up there. And I got it on camera too. So
you did?
It was perfect.
Nice.
Well, on my phone. Not the greatest quality there, but it counts.
It's all capturing whatever you can,
Capture the moment. That's what we do.
Yep.
So, she was just in awe. It's just that table right in the middle of, what do you call it? It's the Algoma Lounge.
Algoma Club.
Algoma Club. It was just one table out there, 2 seats, had some great music going on. Yeah, it was just the whole mood. And, she was so stoked. She almost cried. Okay. She held it back, which is awesome. She's like, didn't want to smear her makeup on the date.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, definitely a lot of good emotions. Went home, just had a very good night too.
Nice.
Just, she never had anything happen like that in her life. So I was like, dang, I'm glad I can make a night special. Thanks to Marlo.
Good work, man. No, it's all you.
I just asked if you could do something. You put all the legwork in. Very modest, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we were able to make that happen, and it doesn't hurt to ask, places, whatever. And like, we're willing to really go and above and beyond and make it happen if we can,
All right, okay, so you already got my gears going here. So you said you got a boat. All right, next one we're going to do is going to be on a boat. Yep. Next
really?
date. Yep. Got to make it happen. You said you'd make it happen.
You did. It's like challenge accepted type of thing. Darn it. Like my boy Tim, like he's like, oh, you should run 1,000 miles in a year. I'm like, okay.
How's that going so far?
I already did it.
That's what I thought. I was like, I thought you were gonna actually you were gonna do another one, and you just kept going.
Yeah, I mean,
get to next 1,000.
I still got my run streak going, so that's still happening.
Me and you should go on. I usually run every other day. I do a 5K right before I go into work.
Right on.
So I run. I ran into a turtle the other day.
I ran into a snapping turtle the other day.
Same, yeah. I was over by the bar, and I was gonna go pick him up, but I said probably not a good idea, so I left him.
Yeah, I know. Hey, little boy.
little tidbit. I'm actually part of the Turtle Clan in the Oneida Nation.
Nice, man.
Yeah, so feels good. Got to see my brothers.
You should get a tat.
I was thinking of it. So everyone says I should get tattoos because it'd make me look a bit cooler.
A big turtle right there.
Just a turtle.
Yeah.
Very should I get a snapping turtle?
Yeah.
Should I go?
Oh, snap.
Leave it up to the guests if they want to comment on it when you post it. Give me ideas for tattoos.
Pull this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Facebook.
I'm always looking for some inspiration because I'm like, well, it's going to be permanent. I don't know what to do with it. But
there's removal now.
I know. Now it's not even that bad, right? You got to pay for it. Oh,
yeah.
That's rough.
That's the other thing.
Give me some ideas, guys and girls.
Right on. Well, cool. No, this has been a lot of fun, man. I'm glad we were able to connect and talk a little bit more here. And I look forward to, coming up with another topic for us to kind of really dig in and dive in on.
Yeah, this will be good.
So, yeah, I think, we share a lot of the same interests and passions and, like, who we are, where we came from. We can never forget that, so.
Yeah, you got to keep it alive, too.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
The next step, you should learn some Tagalog, right?
I need to. Tagalog or Pampanga. My brothers speak both, so.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Can you pick up on anything? You understand any? Not at all.
Google Translate's a really good tool, though.
Okay. You should start watching like some Filipino news channel or even like cartoons or something.
I should.
Be kind of fun.
My brothers over there watched Tom and Jerry growing up. I didn't even know they made it over there.
In Tagalog?
Yeah, well, there's not much language going on there.
Or sure. Yeah,
Right,
you're right.
Right. Right. So I was like, well, I couldn't pick it up that way. And they were telling me, you watch this? I was like, yeah, that's how we started bonding. So
Yeah.
I wish I had more cartoons that we could watch together.
You got a trip planned to the Philippines next year?
Next year, my brother's getting married, so I'll be swinging out there next year, August.
Perfect.
That's going to be super fun. Never been out there, never been out of the States, actually.
Okay.
So this is going to be a world of a difference.
Dude, we got to get you out there.
I know. It's on your menu, too. They said I could just roll with you, Patricia, you taking me out there for a tour.
Yep. You just let us know, and we'll book the flights and make it happen.
Dang. That'd be fun. Get a whole crew going on.
Yeah.
My aunts tell me I should be careful, though, because I look adorable.
Yeah.
So
Yes, you do.
Well, I appreciate that.
I was a little late to that punch.
Oh, is it this one?
That's a laugh. I was trying to do the. But now I deserve the.
At least we tried.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, El.
Yeah, definitely. It was super fun being here. I loved all the camera gear, all the gear that you got going on here. It's fun talking about the culture, and I can't wait to see what other ideas we come up with.
Yeah. And thanks to everyone listening at home, on the road, wherever you are.
Yeah,
Working
definitely
out,
go check out
running,
those events.
Biking.
Anything. Drinking beer.
Yeah, drinking beer, having fun, hanging out with us. And, give us a thumbs up. Follow us wherever we are on YouTube, Facebook, on our website, Instagram. And be sure to follow this guy because he's coming up with a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to have a bunch of fun. All right, and if you have any ideas for content, too, just let me know. I'm always happy to help.
Right on. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of the Barcada Podcast, and make it a great one.
Definitely.
Deuces.
Peace.
Happy Independence Day, Philippines.
Let's go.